And this is a really great piece to have that classical style. And it's a concerto grosso is a piece where there's solos throughout. This arranger has eliminated all of those solos and have put all of those fun parts for everyone. So here is Concerto Grosso. This next piece that we'd like to play for you is called Isma, and it's kind of on the other end of what orchestra's going to do. It's a traditional Arabic-themed piece, and the arranger in this piece has taken most of the melody and put it in the violin section and used the cello and bass section as more of a rhythm point part. So we're start out with a little bit of a solo at the beginning. So Jacob will start with a solo here for Isma. But it's my pleasure at this time to introduce each of the members of this ensemble. So we do awards for orchestra, so each year kids earn a different award. And so for our youngest members of high school orchestra, they receive a card that has the pins for the years that they've participated in. And as they reach their sophomore year, they get another card. There's junior year. They receive a letter to put all of those pins on, and then their senior year, they'll receive a plaque that has all of the years of service that they've done for our orchestra. So I'd like to take a moment to introduce to you our bass section. So in the bass section, we have Connor Bradley, Cecilia Conrad, and Sammy Hill. These are our concert orchestra basses. And ask our cello section to stand up as I introduce them. So this is Ileana Bejarano, Theo Conrad, Stella Council, Alex Fitzpatrick, Ava Morden, Drew Nielsen, Luke Opferman, Will Parsekian, Chesney Robbins, Brandon Thompson, Bree Tish, Olivia Walker, and Elle Williams. Our cello section. Our viola section includes Lily DeWitt, Isla Kanukin, Jacob Shatala, Tia Sutton, and Tristan Walsh. And our violinists, Ashley Austin, Adeline Bean, Kamaya Chapman, Coy Davis, Anthony Gertner, Mallory Hoxton, Emily Kush, Alyssa Munson, McKenna Onika, Nathan Opferman, Ian Pierce, Alexis Perry, Alexis Rinkma, and Christian Thomas. This year, the Mona Shores Fiddlers are 33 members strong, and although we didn't have many opportunities to perform this year, that we would have liked, of course, I thought our performance was pretty fantastic, our Fiddle Festival, so I was excited for those kids for that. Fiddlers are not performing tonight, but will make their final appearance on our May 23rd concert coming up down in the Sailor Stadium. 11 members of those 33 are on stage right now, and they are Addie Bean, Coy Davis, Lily DeWitt, Jacob Shotala, Ileana Bejarano, Stella Council, Drew Nielsen, Bree Tish, and Elle Williams. At this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Cree to come up, and she has a presentation for the Orchestra Parent Association.
MSOPA recognizes the value of private lessons and summer music camps to the students in our program. We also recognize the financial burden that these summer activities may put on the family budget. For that reason, each year, MSOPA budgets money for summer music study scholarships. We have one recipient from our concert orchestra this year. I would like to have that student come forward, and when she comes forward, please congratulate her. It would be for Bree Tish.
The concert orchestra is getting ready to play their last number for you. This is called Across the Wind, written by Doug Spada. It was written in 2008, so it's a pretty recent composition. And what I like about it is the melody hops all over the place. So you get to hear all the sections play that melody. And there's a pretty neat ostinato pattern that happens in here too. So lots of practice on ensemble playing in Across the Wind. The next thing we're going to do here is do a little shuffle. We're going to invite our chamber strings to come out and join us for a premiere of a new piece written specifically for us. So give us a moment while we do a little bit of shuffle and we add a few more kids to the stage. All right, I think we're all on stage, ready to go. So as I mentioned earlier, this piece, Voyagers, We Undaunted, was written specifically for the Mona Shores Orchestra program. So it's a brand new piece. We're the only ones who have it right now. And it is a world premiere tonight. This piece is written by Richard Meyer, who is one of the most sought-out music educators and composers for school orchestras. He agreed to write this for us 2 years ago with the idea that we would premiere this on our Sound of Shores concert, which, if everything had gone as planned this year, would have been this past week. But instead, we're going to premiere it tonight, and then we'll also play it on the 23rd when we get to play it at Sailor Stadium. In this process of writing this, he asked us for ideas, which is really kind of neat. And one of the things that we sent in his direction was musical togetherness. That was kind of our theme that we were hoping he would write something about. And so he used this concept of musical togetherness with kind of a nautical theme, hence the title Voyagers We. It's about a seafaring ship. He writes, this is a tone poem depicting the journey of a seafaring ship and its crew. It was written as a metaphor for the hardship and isolation caused by the 2020 pandemic. The narrative is quite broad, with a few specific details, leaving much to the listener's imagination. So he divided this work into 6 sections. You'll hear a section called The Dawn, The Sea Beckons, On the Open Water, The Storm, Shipwreck, and Separation, The Crew Reunites, and A Celebration. So this piece will be available for orchestras all over the world in 2022. So we're happy to premiere it tonight. So Voyagers We Undaunted by Richard Meyer. Thank you so much. It was such a cool experience to be able to play something that no one's ever played before. And I think what was hard, and maybe you all can agree on stage, what was hard is not having anything to listen to, right? Usually we listen to how it's supposed to go. We had nothing to listen to. We just learned it all from the page. So once again, thank you for your applause for this world premiere number. So let's make a move. So our concert orchestra is going to make their way backstage, and they'll put away their instruments, and then they're going to make their way out to the audience to listen to the rest of the show. But in the meantime, our chamber orchestra is going to play a string number just for us. And this, you guys sit down. They're just waiting so patiently for me to tell them to sit down. This number is called With Gratitude. And I discovered this music last year when I was doing a little research on some new music available for school groups, and the title kind of piqued my interest. And you know, sometimes the titles are a good lead to something that's good music, and this really was that. And I think this is a great one for us to perform. So this piece was inspired by an elementary school student named Sadie, who after 5 years of battling cancer lost her fight in 2017. And the composer Katie O'Hara writes, despite the challenges she faced, Sadie always found a great way to be grateful for people and the things around her. Throughout this piece, you'll hear sections representing Sadie's life, her illness, her family, her death, and her spirit living on. And each time we rehearse this piece, I always think about all the things that I'm grateful for and how fortunate I am to have the support of family and friends around me. So here is With Gratitude. Thank you. The next tune is kind of a special feature. So we have 6 senior string players this year, and they were interested in putting together a number that they could play for you. And so we're going to have the rest of the chamber orchestra make their way off stage, and our seniors will stay, and I'm going to have Johnny tell you a little bit more about this piece that they're going to play.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jonathan Hall. I'm a senior here at Mona Shores, and I had the privilege to compose and arrange an arrangement for our senior orchestra members. These guys have stuck with it through the highs and the lows. I can't say how much I appreciate my fellow students and in the Mona Shores High School Orchestra. The songs we selected were kind of highlight moments in our middle school career, knowing that for the past 4 years, you've heard the songs we played in high school, but these are some of the first songs we've ever played, and yeah, we put them together, and there's songs by Richard Meyer, like we mentioned before, Elliot Del Borgo, some old folk songs, but they're all just like highlights, and we all really enjoy playing them. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy our senior finale.
think it was a lot easier now that they were high school kids. I'm sure it sounded that good when they were in middle school, did it? All right, so those kiddos are going to make their way off stage, and we're going to get everybody else back out here for our first tune for the symphony orchestra. And so it'll give us a moment to get ourselves organized, and we'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, I think we're ready. We got everybody on stage. All the lights are working. This should be good. All right, so we're going to do Star Wars Epic Part 1 and Part 2. And our arranger, Michael W. Smith, has arranged this in 6 different sections. So you will hear a spattering of all of the familiar Star Wars tunes throughout. this time, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our symphony orchestra members, and we'll start with the winds and percussion section. So we do have seniors on the stage, and so I'm not going to call their names quite yet. They're going to get a special recognition in just a moment. But I'd like to recognize our junior percussion players. So Alden, if you could give the crowd a wave. Alden back there on timpani, and Ella DeYoung, she's in the middle of the stage there. These are our junior percussionists. Our tuba player is Caleb Thompson. So Caleb, could you stand? Be recognized. Our trombone section, our only returner next year is Aiden Silvas. Aiden, if you could stand, please. In the trumpet section, we have a whole lot of graduates in that section, but staying next year to work with us is Haley Burns. Haley, stand up. We also have 2 senior horn players, but a junior horn player who will come back next year is Gavin Webster. Gavin, please stand. Our bassoon section is solid for next year. They'll both be back. This is Elena Model and Dakin Van Duzen. We have Haley Cuthbert on clarinet, and she'll be back next year for us. Playing oboe is Kira Dixon. And we have 2 flautists, Hannah Bostrom and Sam Nye, who get to join us again next year. In our string section, we'll start with the basses. Zachary Shanatala will be back next year. Cellists, I'll ask if you stand, please. So Katrina Amrine, Noah Carr, Carly Gelderloos, Ansel Hartman, Aiden Mack, Sarah Mann, and Ella Recknagel. Our viola section, we're losing no one out of our viola section. They'll all be back next year. This is Brooklyn Bailey, Jordan Hodges, Oscar Justin, and Ava LeClaire. And our violin section, Avery Blackmer, Emily Ferenz, Corinne Holman, Jaden Mosier, Kaylee Semmelbauer, Madison Tagg, Carly Califf, Anna Ivanov, Katie Lee, Emma McCaskey, Brooke Oliarchek, and Sydney Waringo. I mentioned earlier we have 33 members of our fiddlers, the Mona Shores Fiddlers group, and so you met the concert orchestra fiddlers, but here's our chamber orchestra fiddlers. So if you would please stand when I read your name. Carter Mann, Kyle Little, Ella Recknagel, Ansel Hartman, that's our rhythm section. On bass we have Zachary Shanatala. We have on cello Tyler Hurley, Aiden Mack, Sarah Mann. Our violists are Jordan Hodges, Oscar Justin, and Ava LeClaire. And our fiddle players, Matthew DeRose, Anna Ivana, Emma McCaskey, Jaden Mosier, Madison Tagg, Carly Califf, Corinne Holman, Katie Lee, Brooke Oliarchek, and Sydney Waringo. At this time, I'd like to invite Mrs. Cree to come up and make some announcements about some scholarships.
For the Symphony Orchestra, we are pleased to give out 3 scholarships for summer music lessons and summer music camp. And students, if you will come forward to receive your award, and you can clap for them as they come up, please. I have Carly Califf, Anna Ivanov, and Sarah Mann.
So I pulled the screen down because now it's time to recognize our seniors. And our seniors will receive today a plaque that has their name on it, and including their years of service in the orchestra. And for the string players, most of that's 8 years if they started in 5th grade. So they've been with us for a long time. They also will receive their 2021 pin that can go on their letter that they received their junior year. And I'm going to ask that when the seniors come up, they all sign our plaque that we've created for this year. So usually I use different instruments that may not be able to be repaired or parts and pieces. And this piece to me spoke kind of a lot about this year. It's an unfinished top of a violin, one that's not whole. So we had a lot of things this year that we didn't have the opportunity to do. So I think by putting their name on this, and we'll put this in our room so that they can be represented from here on out as a member of the Mona Shores Orchestra program, so that their spirit can live on in our orchestra room. So when they come up, seniors, put your name on our unfinished violin plaque. So we're going to start our presentation with trumpet player Nova Craze. Nova, can you please come down? Marissa DeYoung. Savannah Donahue. Matthew DeRose. Zachary Haverkamp. Zachary also played along with us on the Voyagers Week, so we appreciate his help on that one. Skylar Uplet. Jonathan Hall. Ethan Haynes. Tyler Hurley. Matthew Hilland. Travis Isaacson. Adrian is unfortunately not able to be here tonight. She's not doing well, but we'd like to recognize Avery Hoy. Kyle Little. Carter Mann. Matthew Murray. Aiden Tenho. Kwang Wong. And Jacob Widget. Congratulations to all of our seniors. This time I'd like to recognize our Tri-M Honor Society members. Tri-M is an international honor society established by the National Association for Music Education. And this honors group is now in its third year here at Mona Shores. It's under the direction of the advisor Justin Sarns, one of our band directors. Applications for membership are reviewed in the fall, and we have 57 students from the Mona Shores performing ensembles that meet the requirements of ensemble participation in solo ensemble and or an extracurricular ensemble, such as jazz band or fiddlers. They have a 90% or better in their performing arts class and a 3.0 or better overall GPA. They've demonstrated service, leadership, and cooperation. Of those 57 members this year, 29 of those students are on the stage tonight. So I'd like at this time, if you are a member of Tri-M, would you please stand to be recognized? Tri-M members. We have 4 Tri-M members that I have the honor to specially recognize, and these are string players, senior string players, who will earn tonight their pink cord that they can wear for graduation. Those band members who are seniors, who are in Tri-M, will get that award a little later on from the band directors. But this time I'd like to congratulate Matthew DeRose, Jonathan Hall, Tyler Hurley, and Carter Mann on earning their cord. Could you gentlemen come forward, please? I have a few other awards to present. Back in October, on October 22nd to be exact, virtual auditions took place for the all-state ensembles for the state of Michigan. So all of those who are aspiring to be named as an all-state member did an audition right around that time on October 22nd. There were just over 1,400 students in the state of Michigan who submitted videos. And in a typical year, those students who were selected would have the opportunity to actually perform in the ensemble in January at DeVos Place, but since that didn't happen, instead, the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association has sent certificates of recognition for those students. And so we're pleased to note that we have one senior violist, Matthew DeRose, who was selected as an MSVOA All-State Orchestra member. So I'd like him to come forward and receive that certificate. MSVOA also hosts solo and ensemble each year, and this year that event was a virtual event. That was a brand new experience for all of us. And so we have 7 string members participate in virtual solo and ensemble, and I'll ask that they stand and be recognized. Katrina Amarine performed a cello solo. Carly Califf performed a violin solo. Matthew DeRose did a viola solo. Jonathan Hall performed a cello solo. Anna Ivanov performed a violin solo. Oscar Justian performed a viola solo, and Sarah Mann performed a cello solo. We also had some wind players, I know for certain, performed at solo and ensemble, but I didn't think to write them on this list, and I should have done that. I know we had a duet, Sam Nye and who's your duet partner? Oh, she's not here today. McKenna, she's not in orchestra winds, but Sam, why don't you stand up? And who else in the wind section, percussion section, performed at solo and ensemble? Oh, there we go. Hannah Bostrom, she performed, and so did Kira. And anyone else? So of course we want to include those 3 ladies in our recognition of virtual solo and ensemble participation. At some point, they'll actually receive their medals for doing this. We're still waiting for the medals. They'll be here at some point. Really, they will, I hope. Thank you, solo and ensemble members. MSVOA has yet another award that they give out each year. And so this award is called the Scholar Musician Award. It's a recognition awarded to an MSVOA school and a student who has demonstrated academic and musical excellence. A particular student from our ensemble, from the string section, who's been nominated for this award, has earned a weighted GPA of 4.216, an unweighted GPA of 3.981. He demonstrates excellence in the classroom and in his musical performance daily. And this year's recipient of the MSVOA Scholar Musician Award is Tyler Hurley. We have several other awards in the orchestra department that I have the pleasure of giving out tonight. The National School Orchestra Award was first awarded in 1989 here at Mona Shores High School. And the National Orchestra Award is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon a member of high school orchestras throughout the nation to recognize excellence in performance and contributions to the ensemble. The award is limited to 1 student per year, per schools. And I'm pleased to present the National School Orchestra Award to Matthew DeRose. The Director's Award was first awarded here at Mona Shores High School in 1993. The Director's Award honors the top leaders of our orchestra, and these particular students have led by example their entire high school career. Every successful organization needs individuals who are dedicated to getting the job done well and done right, and both of these students have fulfilled that role in different capacities over the last 4 years. So it's my pleasure at this time to present the Director's Award to Kyle Little and Jonathan Hall. The Outstanding Fiddler Award. This was started in 2015 to honor an exceptional senior fiddler. The student's musical leadership and talent has helped make our group what it is today, and his instrumental and vocal performances will certainly be missed. This year's Outstanding Fiddler Award goes to Carter Mann. At this time, I'd like to invite Junkri up again to help present the last award.
About 10 years ago, John and Ann Augustin started a memorial fund with the Community Fund for Muskegon County to honor Ann's parents, Carl and Rita Edquist. John and Ann were active members of MSOPA when their children were part of the program here, and Ann's parents were enthusiastic supporters of the arts. A scholarship for a Mona Shores Orchestra student in their honor is a perfect fit. All seniors are eligible to apply. The criteria for selecting the recipient is based on orchestra involvement, both in school and out of school, musical awards and honors received during their time in the program, leadership and service, along with future plans after high school. We had 3 applications this year, and all of them were truly outstanding. All 3 are to be commended for their accomplishments. It was tough for the committee to select just one recipient. After much consideration and deliberation, we selected the candidate who exhibited strong leadership skills as evidenced by his participation in the orchestra leadership class and as president of the Tri-Am Music Society. He has taken steps to prepare for his future plans to pursue a degree in musical education by participating in extracurricular music groups, honors orchestra, and by learning new instruments. His annual participation and high marks at state solo and ensemble showcased his ongoing commitment to improving his skills on his instrument. We are extremely proud to honor this young man. The recipient of the 2021 Edquist Memorial Scholarship is Matt DeRose. While we have the microphone for just a few more minutes, we would like to take this time to thank Mrs. DeRose for everything that she does for the orchestra program. This is Teacher Appreciation Week, so we wanted to present her with a gift of our thanks, and we have one for Mr. Mosley as well, wherever he may be at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do believe we have reached the end of our awards part of our program. The Symphony Orchestra has one more number to perform for you tonight, and this is the 4th movement from Symphony Number 9 by Antonin Dvorak. It's subtitled From the New World. He came to America from the Czech Republic back in 1892 and was hired on as a professor at the National Conservatory of Music. And while he was in New York and subsequently on vacation in Iowa, he came up with these musical ideas for this symphony, and so that's what gives it its title, From the New World. This is one of my favorite tunes. I remember as a child receiving a cassette tape, back in the dinosaur days, cassette tape of this symphony, and this, and along with the Tchaikovsky tape, I think got worn out after I've listened to it. So I'm very excited that we're able to present to you tonight the finale from Dvorak's New World Symphony. musicians while they play that. There is one more number left in the program, and this is the traditional ender to our string concert. This is the Alma Mater. So I will start in front of the ensemble, and then our second verse, we'll have our seniors serenade us as they play their last notes on our Mona Shores High School stage. Our Mona Shores Orchestra seniors, please stand. Thank you all for your support during this incredible year. We're so pleased that we had a chance to perform for you tonight, and we wish you the best as we head into the summer. We have one more performance on May 23rd that you can join us all for in the Sailor Stadium, so we hope to see you there. Thank you and have a good night.